Whoa! I think that was the shortest intro yet. Damn.
Hey, boys.
Let's get to it. Sorry about the delay there, folks. Welcome to the Heikadelic show, but all four of us are sitting there just chatting away, having a good old time and go, oh, crap, the show started. Let's go.
Well, I dropped my notes.
So everybody knows, before the show, we have a little pre-show a chat where we kind of just chat. So it's what we do.
Yeah, we talk about what we're going to do, what we're going to say, what we're not going to do. And
half the time, honestly, we're arguing about something stupid, right? Like, I think that pineapple goes on pizza. And some people
and then we say, hey, shut the hell up. We should talk about that on the show.
That's right. We start prematurely.
Yes, pineapple does belong on pizza, if you want to know.
Yes, we prematurely ejaculate our humor in pre-show.
Ejaculate?
That's why it's called pre-show.
Yes.
So Charlotte. Whoa, Charlotte.
Who's the first fan that's on today?
Pineapple is more than just a safe word. Pineapple goes on pizza.
Charlotte's the first one. Woo!
Pineapple can be a safe word too, right?
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Pineapple is more than just a safe word. Pineapple goes on pizza.
Yes.
It can do, yeah. I don't mind that.
Definitely.
What I don't like is banana on bread. No banana sandwiches.
Oh, I love them.
Oh, peanut butter banana?
Oh, yeah.
Banana
peanut butter
bread.
Banana peanut butter sandwich? Oh, yeah, awesome.
No. Do you do it with jam? Hey, do you do yours with jam or Nutella?
Oh my God.
Well, like peanut butter and jam, or peanut butter and banana sandwich?
Peanut butter banana. You can have it with Nutella or you can have it with jam.
No. Just peanut butter and banana.
That's it.
Right.
All right.
And you put little slices and you layer it. You put like 2 layers on, right? I use like half a banana to a thing. Oh yeah. So then it's just so easy to chop and it doesn't make it all sloppy.
Oh yeah, it doesn't make a mess. Good boy.
So
you got it.
I'm like sandwich guy, okay? Like literally, and this started at a young age. I used to like everything. I make everything into sandwiches. My favorite that used to be, I used to have this sandwich maker and it folds and it cuts your sandwich into a triangle, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of look like little clamshells, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, I used to put lasagna. I would put lasagna on bread, right? And squish it in these things. And oh my God, you just cover it in barbecue sauce or whatever after. And it was awesome.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that sounds all right.
I want one right now.
That sounds pretty good. Yeah, I could go one of them. For that banana.
Did you ever used to have like French fry sandwiches?
Oh yeah.
I figured you would, right?
Yeah.
That's our chip sandwich. Whatever,
But we call them over there chip butties.
What?
What
do you call
chip
them?
butties. Chip butties.
Chick bodies?
Chip
body.
Chip
bodies?
Butties.
Booties?
Buttie. Well, like a slice of bread with butter on is a butty. It's buttered. It's a butty.
Okay.
So it's a chip butty, 2 slices of bread.
Gotcha.
Got my chip butty.
I got my chip butty.
You just answered my question. You like lots of butter on it, a little salt and pepper. Where you go?
Yeah. Little ketchup, a little HP, brown.
Oh yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
I just made grilled cheese the other day, and what you do is you slice onions really thin and pepperoni in your grilled cheese sandwich. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
That would be good.
Oh, grilled cheese! You can add so much to it, right? You can.
I know.
Add, pieces of like
gum,
sausage, and just anything to it, right?
Oh yeah.
So
God,
I'm hungry.
God, man, I could just smoke a joint, guys. Now I got the munchies.
Actually, I'm getting thirsty, George.
Yes, I thought you might be. So I've got just a perfect piece of music to accompany your thirst.
Oh, thank God.
Take it away, maestro. Here we go.
Okay, while we're trolling, I got a question for you guys because I thought about this just a little while ago. Okay, you know how there's like so many places on the earth that you're not allowed to go, right? That is like militarily, you cannot go there because you will be killed.
Yes.
Besides going on the other side of the Arctic ring because we're on a flat Earth, right?
You mean to like Russia or?
No, anywhere in the world, right?
Okay.
Everywhere in the world has a spot where you can't go, right?
Yeah. There's only one world though, but yeah, okay.
Cheers.
In our world, what we know about that anyways, right here, the land that we have,
the flat part,
What spot? If you could go to any spot that you're not alled to go, that's Area 51 or anything. Where would you go? Pompeii, anything. Where would you go?
Who wants to go first on that one?
Well, before you do that, I'll tell you a story about that military thing. Right, I'm going back to when I was at school. We went on a school trip to Denmark. Yep. Right, and this teacher had this brilliant idea of doing like some physical running or whatever on the beach. So, like, we're driving along like the coast wherever we were, and there's this nice stretch of beach. There's nobody on it whatsoever. But there's all these signs there, like, it goes, this looks in Danish, right? We can't read Danish.
Sure.
So the bus drives down to the beach, and we all get out. These kids, like 15-year-olds, like me, and what have you. And the teacher says, right, we're going to run from that end of the beach to that end of the beach. First one back, blah blah blah. Anyway, we're just about to set off, and this like. Army Jeep comes like rattling along with a light, right? Like flashing away, and there's like two military guys in there, and they come screaming up, and they're like shouting in Danish. We don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, what it was, it's like for shooting practice, that stretch of beach, and that's what all the signs said. Nobody go on the beach.
Target practice.
Target practice. So
you guys are live targets, like the little duckies going along. Nice.
Yeah.
I think your teacher should have done a little bit of research.
What about you there, Hike?
I think I'd go to the South Pole.
You go to the Arctic.
Yeah, because that's the big place no one's allowed to go. Antarctic.
Okay, but what if
and then I could prove if the Earth was flat or not.
Flat, or if you have to go on the other side of the ice wall.
That's right.
What about you, Ringo?
I would go to Skinwalker Ranch.
Well, I think you can go there, can't you?
Yeah, you sort of. Yeah, you actually can. But Area 51 has always been my
Area 51.
Yeah. Area 51.
How about you, Derek?
Actually, I did reach out to Bob Lazar as a guest, so we'll see what happens with that, and a few other ones, Les Stroud, Survivor Man.
Nice.
And we've got some great guests coming up, right? Like Sven Galley, Dan, the singer not Dan, but Dave, I guess. And but Dan's arranging it. But they've done really well. They did a remake of a Triumph song recently, so that was pretty smoking.
Nice.
And we've got who else we got coming on? We got some pretty cool lineup, right? We got
we do.
Rudy Blair. Rudy's coming in, and Red, Big Daddy.
Yep.
And there's I was just saying offline that there's a binge series on Amazon Prime called Freak Show, and it's got sword swallowers and all these things that Red does, right? So he's got he's a one-man show on his own, but a lot of cool. Doug from Pine Tree Line coming back. So, and Johnny No Cash, of course, he's gonna tell us how he's doing out on the road in van life. So,
yeah, he's been out there for a while now. Holy crap!
Yeah. But yes, Skinwalker Ranch, or if I had to choose between the two, if they said, "Hey, come to Area 51,"
yeah, you only get to pick one.
Yeah, I was in Vegas a couple of years ago, or a year before COVID, and I had a Harley lined up to rent, and that was my plan, to drive as far as I could up Area 51. But they shut you down at a gate, I suppose, and
pretty much
it was too cold, so I bailed on that. Yeah.
Cool. I think there's a place in France called Zone Rouge, and it was from the First World War, and it has been declared unhumanly inhabitable. So it's literally left from 1914 and has not been touched since.
Really?
Yeah, I think I would like to go there. Because it's something that still happened like when my grandfather was born, right? So it's still within reach of us. But I would like to see what it was like back then, because you have a whole place that it's blocked off. I think it's like the size of North Korea or something, and it's
it's pretty amazing. I've been watching this kind of stuff lately about abandoned engineering, abandoned this. Like there's so many places on this planet that have just been left, and it's not just like a building, like it's entire towns, like
communities.
It's unreal what's been left empty. Yeah, I'd love to explore some of that shit.
That's cool.
Something interesting that happened when we talked about going to places that are forbidden. George actually started to talk about the military thing and everything else, and he's disappeared completely.
And now he's gone. See,
he's gone.
Yeah,
he's gone.
So,
I guess that's
Camp
not
X
a place.
got him.
Well, I think they are listening to us all the time, right? And they aren't happy because we are getting close to who they are and the truth. So
do you think they have George right now?
I think so. I think he's being probed.
Well, they might be talking to George. They might be going, George.
Oh, look at he texted me back. He said power outage. It must be.
Well, see, look at that. They decided to take out all of George's area just to shut him up. Wouldn't talk.
Wow.
My God.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Hi, Antonio, Annette, Krista. Thanks for joining us.
Tony.
Oh, Tony, that's who we're having on tonight. Hey, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony. So we have a guest on tonight.
What's this gold leaf skull crap? Huh? What the hell's that? What's a leaf?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Gold leaf skull. That happens in the fall.
That's
it's like come leaves come, right? Isn't that what you're saying now?
Yeah, pretty much.
We want the leafs to come now.
Yeah, the fans want the leafs to come every year, but they never do.
Well, they do. They kind of blow their load somewhere along the line. They never get past game 7, right?
No,
it's Game 7 curse since 1967. So, in fact, fun fact, my birthday was yesterday, and I was born in 1967. So there you go.
Ooh.
Whoa! So it's your fault.
No,
you are the Leafs' curse.
I guess so.
Yeah. You were born, and they said as long as he lives, you will never win another Stanley Cup.
Well, maybe it could be something like that. So I've got a Habs hat on tonight, as everyone saw, but it's the only one I had kind of available.
Okay. I'm okay. Just so everybody knows, I'm not a huge sports fan, but hey, James, I got that same tractor. Mine's got a loader.
Nice.
I went to Leafs games, and I've been to Habs games, and the Habs games at the Bell Center is way, way better than the Leafs. It's more like you're going there to watch a hockey game, not a
absolutely
bunch of
100%
guys drinking beer, shooting the shit.
Yeah.
And you're also like staring straight down when you're in the Bell Center, eh? That's some steep stuff there.
Just want to say hi to Bobby out there because he's on, and I've been watching a lot of his posts, and he's been out following bands like a Banshee lately. So,
have you ever been to one of Bobby's parties? I don't know if we're allowed to talk about Bobby's parties, but
I went to one of Bobby's
parties.
I was invited to one and then somehow not invited, but I think it was like the COVID thing and the rules were different. But
they found out who you were.
I'm sure Bobby can get me tickets.
I think it was the Followays that I saw out there.
Yeah, the Followays.
They were one of Leon's bands,
proteges or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And gosh, yeah. There's so many cool bands that actually Bobby's been following, and they've been quite successful. So, and he says, I guess it's premature on the whole Leafs thing, right? So,
well,
there you go. The Leafs just won.
Thanks to Mitchell's Fish Huts, Alana and Keisha went out the other day, and they brought home 29 jumbo perch for me to clean.
That's over the limit, fun. Isn't it? No,
not perch.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
They just had little itty bitty ones, didn't they?
No, they were all good. I got pictures. They're all like 10 to 13 inches.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I saw one of her friends. That must have been the bait. That must have been the
about
bait
average size, right?
Yeah. The ones they take the picture, the fish, and they hold it like way up here. Oh, look at how big that is.
Yeah.
Average penis size, 10 to 15 inches, right, boys?
There you go. Yeah, now you're talking.
If your name's Ringo.
That's right.
Sorry. I ain't going there, man. 10 to 15 inches? Dude, have you ever seen on my bass drum? I have a 16-inch penis, right? It's 7 pounds.
I have a 12-inch foot.
And it's scary. Like, no girl will even, well, I can't say no girl. There's a couple that would probably enjoy it, but that's a forearm, man. It's like that big.
Yeah. Like who wants that?
Yeah, but but hang on a second.
It's good for beating somebody with.
Isn't
maybe
that like a rule.
I have hit a guy with it before.
Yeah.
And it does knock somebody out. It will.
Yeah.
I think we're grossing.
Well, 7 pounds. That's quite a bit.
It is. It's 7-pound rubber ding by the head.
Oh my God.
Man gets knocked out with rubber dildo.
So you're saying it's centimeters.
16-inch big.
You're right, Bobby. It is centimeters, the circumference, anyways. So So where were we going with all this before we?
We have no idea. We're just kind of going a little left here.
That's we were going to talk about our guest tonight, Tony, and he's he works security, I guess, at Rockpile, right?
Well, he's the doorman. He's the man. He's
the guy you got to slip a couple of bucks to get. Yeah.
Hey,
so
back in the 90s, he would be the guy that at the door you'd have to give money to get your drugs into the bar, right?
So is he gonna if the Heikadelic show, if we go, individually or as a group over there, is he gonna get express us in? Or do we have to wait with all of the other people in line?
Yeah, well, he may charge you double and give you a seat or something.
Slip him a few.
Well, I don't mind paying because it's been a hard time for so many bands out there. I don't expect to get in free. I'll pay my dues.
Do you know what? It's very exciting right now. I was gonna go. I thought about going to the Rockpile. They got wicked bands.
They got great setups there.
Madam just played there. Anvil's play. Actually, Madam I think is opening up for Anvil. Madam Deb, she's on once in a while. I've seen her.
Anvil's a great show. My band
Rob's
with him a couple of times. So
Rob's one of the best drummers out there. He's obviously a pro drummer, but he is a phenomenal drummer just to watch him. If you guys are into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean he's honestly funny, a little more funnier off his kit, but followed him through.
Yeah, but he's behind the kid. He's got a job to do, right?
Yeah, him and I were flying back from New York separately, but I ran into them at a restaurant. They thought I was a cop because I was wearing a suit, but I had an opportunity to hang out with those guys a few times and tour with them.
Right on.
They're wicked guys. But yeah, the Rockpile has. There was another band. They have a lot of tributes. They have some original bands in there. That are really good. But on the weekend, I was going to try and hobble out, but I was really concerned about with my shoulder being broken that, if somebody, bumped into me or whatever, some people
bang in you and that's you'd be screaming.
Even the sound, right?
I would be totaled or I'd freak out.
Because Jake's got it just pumping there because Jake's one of the, Jake, honestly, is probably my favorite sound man that I've worked with in the Toronto area.
Yeah, no, he's great. Yeah.
Awesome guy. Well,
Nice.
easy to work with, and he just does a wicked sound, right?
Perfect.
Oh,
So,
there's
shout
Tony
out to
there. I'll
Jake.
give you all the hookup. All right, cool.
So listen, is our guest in the green room at all?
Not yet.
I
Not
told him
yet.
to come. I told him to come in at 5 or at 10 o'clock. So
Yeah.
Okay, because feel free if he shows up in the green room, we can bring him on anytime because we can't do George's backside.
Yeah.
No, because we can't do
I'm gonna
George's
see if
backside because
maybe I'll show you my backside tonight.
Oh, you got one?
Well, it would probably appeal to the flat earthers because it is pretty.
How
flat.
about
I'll see if I can.
I hold up a video game.
Uh-huh.
See if anybody can. Actually, why don't I hold up the front? I'll hold up the front of the video game and I'll cover it and see if anybody can figure out what game that is. Now, this is a game that goes back to PlayStation 1, and this is number 7 of it.
It's some kind of a vampire thing, no?
No, it is not a vampire thing.
Okay, let's see that again.
All right. So covering that. This is actually from a 4.
Looks
so
like
this is number 7, and you can almost see it under my finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, like, yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's a really cool cover. I don't know what the game is, mind you, but
it's like the devil.
Holy shit!
Hey, Jake.
Charlotte wins. That's Tekken 7.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
really?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What the Tekken is doing?
Tekken.
Charlotte got it. Yep.
All right, we got a gamer on. Yes,
that's right.
And then
Tekken
Tammy
goes
says
way back.
Diablo, which I would have. I think it. Yeah.
Charlotte wins.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay, well, you know what? I think we're gonna get Tony in here. Looks like he's in the green room hanging out.
All right.
Let me just do some things here. Yeah.
I do have a question for Tony.
I
did do my due diligence.
Okay, we're gonna actually. You know what? We missed our.
Yeah, we suck at this. We should have the drum roll, introduce them, and then poof, have them come up on the screen.
It's time for the guest.
We're gonna just do this just because Tony's a new guest here. We're gonna be safe.
Good evening, and welcome to the Heikadelic Show. We would like to take this moment to let you know that viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised.
Okay, that's all we need. We're good. We're legal now.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Right.
Here comes Tony.
We're gonna bring Tony in, or not, or we're just gonna pretend we are.
There he is. Hey.
Hey,
wow.
Tony.
What's going on? Hey.
Tony, you look really relaxed.
Yeah.
Oh, you have no idea.
Welcome to the Heikadelic Show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh.
How's it going, Tony?
It's going pretty well.
Good, man.
Leafs just won. Go, Leafs, go!
Yeah. So, well, you can have your Leafs. It's okay. We know how it always goes down, right?
Yeah.
They start doing good for a bit, and then they shit the bed.
They're our team. We have to be with them, but then they suck.
So, Tony, what I want to know is, do you have a shiny VMAX Charizard?
Sadly, no.
No? Oh, okay.
Did you say
what about a first edition Celebration Charizard?
The Celebration one I have.
Yeah, okay. So that was the first thing that my son wanted to know. Because
really?
Yeah.
Tell him.
So, in case if you guys don't know what that is, that's a couple of Pokemon cards. Because those are the two cards that my son cherishes the most in his collection.
2 rather pricey cards.
Yes, yeah. And he bought them with his own money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Lucky
guy. My son's 10 years old, and he loves to trade and buy cars.
I got the shout out and the credit where it's due, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's a Pokemon nut. And, yeah, he loves it. He tonight, just before the show, he was watching Pokemon, a guy drawing 20-year-old cards, right?
Wow.
$3,000 a pack. The guy had 10 of them. And my
That's
son's
crazy.
just like dying over this, right? It's like, Dad, do
The
you
fandom
realize
is
that?
quite insane.
Yeah. No, he's like, do you realize that these things are, you spent $2 on them now or $5, and now they're worth, $3,000 a piece.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
So the
So,
cards.
Tony, tell
or
us
the
what
figures?
you do. Some of the fans might not know you or where you're, what bar you work in, and give us a little rundown.
Well, I'm a man of many hats. Predominantly, I am the door guy. So tickets, money, guest list, will call, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Roadie, I guess, could be your title.
Roadie extraordinaire.
I do artist relations, so I do the rider and make sure everyone's comfortable and get what they need. And then if you're Steve Hoik, my job title is Steve's bitch.
Yeah.
And there's Steve right there.
Do you ever get to do any ass kicking?
There's been some brawls.
Yeah. So you're a part-time bouncer as well, being a door guy.
You could say that.
Yeah, nice. I did that way back in the day.
So, well, right, Heiko, you said you were going to ask a couple of bouncer questions. So why don't you start with that?
Oh, yeah, because that's always fun, being the bouncer guy, you have to sometimes calm people down or maybe sometimes get them out. Have you had any situations where you've had some unruly guests that you had to get involved with them?
There's been quite a few over my few years that I've been there. I've been at Rockpile since, a year after they opened.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
By accident.
Yeah.
Okay, so how'd you get there by accident?
Well, originally I was going to a show. I was actually going to see Swollen Members.
Okay, yeah. Mad Child?
The then door person couldn't make it. So Steve gave me a shout and he's like, I know you're coming out. You want to make a couple of bucks, maybe work the door. All you got to do is rip tickets. And I was like, I can rip tickets.
Yeah.
And they apparently liked me because so many years later, I'm still there.
Wow.
But,
or you work cheap. Wait a second.
As far as bouncing people, there's been a few times where I've had to carry some people out on my shoulders or.
You got a good story?
What's that?
You got a good story for that? What's the most memorable?
My most memorable. Oh, okay, that would be the Dumbfounded show. It was a rap show.
Okay.
So right away you're like, yeah, okay. There was this group that was just starting stuff all night, and we could tell there was going to be something going down. So we ended up actually getting rid of a couple of them, and they hung out in the parking lot. Next thing you know, I got security running past the door, and I'm thinking, what the hell's going on? So I jump outside to figure it out, and I see them fighting. So I'm just like, yo, those are my guys. I'm getting in there.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a good 6-on-12.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Good odds.
That's pretty wild.
Good odds, right?
That was a wild night.
So 12 bouncers beat up 6 guys. Yeah, that sucks.
No, we held our
all the way around, bud. Yeah.
And that actually happened to some buddies of mine at Bunny's one night, a strip club that used to be in Markham.
Oh yeah.
They didn't realize that all 3 clubs that were in the building were connected together, and they started stuff, and 6 of them got beat up by like 12 bouncers. It's a good night.
Yeah, it would be
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to go to the Rockpile on the weekend, but I broke my shoulder. It's like a complete break, right? It's painful as fuck. But so I was afraid though that if it got a little busy and somebody walked by, or you get these guys that have a over the top ego and they've had a few and they like to bounce you with their shoulder, right? So I I was like, nah, I'm not ready for that yet. But we'll see.
Get you a Zorb ball. One of those.
Well, this past weekend was actually the first that you're actually allowed to get up and move around because of COVID.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people hugging or what?
It gets rowdy sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But you have backup though, right? Like, I mean, if you get into you're not the only doorman, or do you have like guys that'll jump in and support you?
So.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
And they all kind of work together, everybody there, right?
Yeah. I mean, I did it when I was in college at a place in Sudbury.
Yeah.
Very different dynamic, right? Like as far as fights, there's a lot of land up there, so everybody carries a shovel in their pickup truck. But yeah, it was some nights were pretty bad, but we tossed the guy out what we thought like there was a set of double doors.
Yeah,
they're all glass, and they didn't have the push bar on them yet because they were getting. It was a new club, so they were doing something with them. So we thought the door was open, and we tossed him out. He went right through the plate glass, and then we found out. Yeah, we found out it was the club owner's nephew.
Yeah,
that's always good to do.
But I had that 5 grammer of Coke vial sitting in my hand that we just handed off to the cops. But yeah, you get a lot of threats, and the reason I got out of it was this club was open till like 5 a.m. in the morning, so they would shut down alcohol, and then it was like a rave. So I'd be heading home at by about 6, and if you had a rough night with somebody, they came back, and so I'd be just like walking home, and sometimes a car would pull up. My best defense was pull the fucker out of the window and lay him out on the pavement, and his buddies would take off, right? But yeah, it's not worth, like in back then it was just crazy. Now it's a little more tame, I would say, but you do get the wild ones.
Well, I don't know if it's a little more tame now, Ringo. Like, you got to worry more about knives and shit now. Before it was just a lot of people, you get bottled or whatever, but now everybody's carrying a knife or a gun, especially down in the West End there. There's a few different
it's funny you say that. Back in the day when men were men, we used our hands. That was it, right?
Yeah.
None of this pussy shit, right?
I'm at the age, though, I'm too old to use my hands, right? I need to use like a bat because I don't want to break my hands anymore. It sucks breaking them now.
Well, you're a drummer. You can't afford to break your hands.
Yeah, I don't know. Back then, like, I mean, I had a knife pulled a couple times. The big ones seemed to be I had two situations where like everybody seems to like to do coke in the bathroom stall, right? And of course, I'm like, just pack your shit up and get out. Like, not get out of the bar, just go back out and stop what you're doing. But one time somebody broke a bottle, and I had the stall door, so I cracked him in the head. So that was one of them. And then another guy had a knife, and I just kicked him right back into the toilet, right? So, but yeah, and back then I didn't really think of that. But in a split second, like my busted shoulder, you can be incapacitated or killed, right? So
yeah.
Anyway, sounds like you got a great club.
Steve wants to know what your favorite band that he's worked with. So
what's your favorite band I've worked with?
Yeah.
Yes. And what makes them your favorite band to work with them?
Oh no.
Probably mine would be Blood Rock Sausage.
Are we talking local or tour?
It looks like just any band.
Well, let's start with tour, and then we'll go local.
All right. Well, when it comes to tours, I gotta give my props to Wednesday 13.
Yeah.
They are amazing to work with, so easy to work with. They're a great guy. Awesome. 2 of which I actually talk to on a somewhat regular basis.
Nice.
Their show is incredible. So that would definitely be a top band for myself.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, actually, if you ever get them back, don't forget, I like Wednesday 13. They're horror. They're like a little more.
They're like
more heavier, but
talk rock, horror punk.
Yeah.
Are they? So similar to what you do, Derek? That kind of stuff?
Yeah, no, but yes, right?
Like
they're more horror where we're more Halloween.
Like Cooper versus Zombie kind of deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good
mix.
So now George, now that George is back, let's check out his backside.
Yeah.
Oh, do we have to?
Actually,
we gotta look at George's backside.
Yeah, do we have to? Come on. But a quick question for Steve there. Sorry, for Tony. I've worked in a few salubrious bars, shall we say, both here and in the UK. But do you brace yourself when it's like a full moon? Do you find there's more trouble on the night there's a full moon, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wondered that because
I've noticed a difference too when you're playing.
There is a difference.
Stuff, people are.
I'm not saying every full moon, but you know.
Oh no, it's every full moon.
So
every full moon. All right, then.
That's a great question, George, because I remember Rockpile East, right? Like there was a bar out there called Petey Cooley's in that area, and I played it one time. And you're absolutely right. There was this woman that kind of came in, and I guess I don't know if it was a strip club, but it had this big runway. So I was singing at the front of the runway, and this woman comes in. She's got garden shears stuffed in this long fur coat, and she comes lunging at me.
Yeah.
But I was off the floor, so I was just going to smack her in the head with my guitar. But this guy comes running across the floor and just kind of hip tackles her. But as she was standing there, she was just losing all of her bodily fluid. So it was pretty disgusting. She broke 2 windows on the way out. She was, citing that I was the devil. So, and that was on a full moon. I remember that clearly because we went outside afterwards to talk to the police, and big full moon.
Well, the other thing is, I started DJing clubs in the 70s, early 70s, beginning of the 70s, and doormen, I don't know if it was the same here, but doormen in the clubs always wore like tuxedo and a dicky bow.
At strip clubs, they do, yeah.
They still do that, right?
That's strip
clubs.
This
was everywhere. I mean, clubs aren't just regular around the corner, local bars and clubs. The doorman was always like dressed. In his evening shirt, or whatever you call
So do you get dressed up too there, Tony, for
yeah, do you wear a dicky bow?
I'll wear certain things to certain shows. Like Christmas time, I wear my Misfits ugly Christmas sweater.
Okay.
Because you got to do it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, on a daily, weekly, somewhat basis, it's always band tees.
Yeah.
You said band tees, right?
Okay. Yeah, if Derek would ever give me a House of Haunt shirt.
Right. Here we go.
Here we go. If I'm ever sitting at the merch table, come on back and talk, right?
Yeah.
I would definitely give you one for $20.
Hey, Steve's got a cool question. And then we're gonna get George's backside. But Steve's saying, "What's the best perk he's got by working this job?"
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
All right, let's hear it. Be honest now.
Oh, this is hands down the best perk of any job anyone's ever had in their lives. I don't care what anyone says. Not only was I able to meet Corey Taylor from Slipknot.
Oh, no way. Awesome.
But I was honored to be on stage for their show.
Nice.
Wow. I love
for Stone Sour for Slipknot.
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Okay.
Wow, that's cool. Very cool.
It was I was just awestruck.
Wicked.
So is that your mom on there?
It is.
Oh, Mom, come on, let's hear some stories. Or maybe we should get stories, pull out stories from you that
you're interviewing the wrong person.
So, what's the worst thing that ever happened to you in the bathroom?
All righty. So, George,
let's
see your backside. Oh,
another little one.
It's easier for me because it's harder for you to read it. So,
Yeah, especially keep moving it like that. Holy crap!
Yeah.
I can't even see
Well,
what
yeah,
the picture
anyway,
is.
you're going to start singing the lyrics in a minute if I leave it there any longer.
I think is it Blood
Oh,
Rock
those are
Sausage?
lyrics?
Pardon?
Blood Rock Sausage.
Blood Rock Sausage.
Oh,
Is that
you just
sleeve,
like the
full
sound of the
jukebox
buzzer
or
there,
something?
mate. That's what that is.
Yeah,
That's what that is.
he just likes saying the word sausage.
That's right. Every week he slips it in. It's sausage. There you go.
Wow, that was a little dirty there, George. Slips it in the sausage. Yeah,
That's called an innuendo, I think.
That's the way George started off.
Yeah, come on.
Well, it's not mine. It's not my pump.
It's a bloody sausage,
Okay,
isn't it?
so what? That's like 70s. I'm
Uh,
trying to guess by the scenery.
this is actually 80s. The A side is 80s from an 80s album, but he did start in the 70s.
Looks like it was made on.
Okay, so this is a
photocopy.
single. This
It's-
is a. Is it a band or
It's-
a person?
a solo artist.
New York.
Well, he's
Dolls.
kind of got a band, but he's also a solo artist.
New York
Kind of a bit
Dolls.
of both. New York Dolls.
You got any idea there, Tony? Can you see it?
UK or US?
I can't really make out what it is. I'm doing this on my phone, so
It's
Oh, so it's
US.
really tiny.
It's
US. US got a band.
Started,
80s.
yeah, came to prominence early 70s. Still going today.
Oh yeah,
Still around. Still,
today.
still rocking, as they say.
yeah.
Bruce Springsteen.
I was just gonna say Bruce Springsteen.
You reckon Bruce Springsteen?
Yeah.
Bruce
No.
Springsteen.
I don't think
Okay.
he's alive in this. Or... Well,
Wow.
oh my God!
Yeah.
Sometimes
Holy
rubber peas are- Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Good job, boys.
And what was the A side on that?
My hometown from
There you
the
go.
River album. The River album,
Mm.
yeah, I think it was. wasn't it?
My hometown.
Yeah, and there's all the lyrics. I had to cover that up because it says it there.
That's pretty cool.
And the B side of this was a Christmas song, believe it or not. Santa Claus is coming to town.
And that is the worst song he ever freaking did.
What,
Which
Santa
one?
Claus is coming to town?
Oh my
Live it.
God.
Santa Claus.
It's
Only
dis-
thing,
that's
though,
all he
okay,
says. It's disgusting.
But you look at like Mariah Carey, right?
Huh?
She's gonna get so much in royalties from her playing her Christmas song, right?
All I want
If
for
you do a
Christmas is
Christmas
you.
song, you nailed it.
Yeah, the radio play you get. Yeah,
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
absolutely.
radio play the sales that you get from the album because everybody, hey, I need a Christmas tune.
Hey, we
Yeah.
should all get together and do a Christmas tune. What do you think of that?
Yeah. Call it Heiko's coming to town. Ringo's driving around.
It'll be a seasonal favorite. That one.
Oh,
There we go. Now we're talking.
Oh yeah,
Did,
should do that.
Yeah, get with the boys. You can do the backtracking for it, Derek.
All right.
Team Heikadelic. Yeah.
We got
Voice of
the
an angel.
voice of an angel down there. He can
Wow.
he can
Tony
do it
can
for
work
us.
the door for us.
That's
deal.
Yeah.
right.
He
Yeah,
could be the
you
drive.
got-
He
all
could
you
be
do
the
is get
getaway
set up.
driver too. What do you
Yeah.
think of that?
There might not
What's
be
the
many
weirdest-
perks, Tony, but you know.
Tony, what's the weirdest thing that somebody's tried to smuggle into a bar besides me and my 16-inch dildo?
You didn't really smuggle. You kind of just walked in with it.
Put it out. Yeah.
People have actually one of the weirdest things people have brought in is food. Like we've done the pat downs quite often, and
Right.
you find the obvious things, the obvious stuff that you shouldn't be bringing.
Yeah.
But I've had people bring like smuggling condoms in their socks.
Really?
I've found to be kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is weird.
Didn't want to leave a ring in my wallet, man.
Well,
Oh,
as
yeah.
far-
It's fun. It's funny that you say that about getting stuff past the doorman, because your job as a doorman as well is to make sure people don't leave with like alcohol, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So it was so funny because that happened to me once. The guy in front of me had a beer bottle in his coat, right? He's trying to walk out with it. And the doorman stopped and said, "Hey, what the hell?" either drink it or leave it here or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they had that night, they had like an Oktoberfest. So they had those huge freaking beer steins, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I had 2 of those full of beer, and I just looked the doorman right in the face, and I walked right out the front door with him. And he didn't say a freaking word. It was so weird.
Really?
Yeah. And then I was walking up to my buddy's place down the road, and I had these 2 massive beers, and I was just chugging away, and it was all good.
Oh, people try to leave with beer all the time.
Maybe because I wasn't hiding it. I had them in my hand, like right in front of me, because they're huge, right?
Yeah. Can't really conceal a 1 liter stein.
I know.
Well,
so here I am walking out with 2 liters of beer. It was so weird.
Yeah, I sneak out beer. I always wear a hoodie or something, and I put one in each arm, and I walk in with one in my hand.
The glasses.
You always grab the one out of your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the touchiest part, bringing in or taking out alcohol, because all of the servers are under smart serve, and
the liabilities are just insane for that kind
absolutely. I mean, and you get closed once because of that, then insurance is going to not touch you after that, right? So, but yeah, the music hall in Oshawa, I was quite involved with that for a bit, and I got my smart serve actually, and it was kind of cool to go through it. But anybody who goes behind the bar, you need to have it. So there's a rule that after last call, I think it's 45 minutes after that, everything has to be cleared off the table, right? Is that it, Tony, or something like that?
It's, I believe, 40 or 45 minutes.
Right.
But I know by a certain time, if you have it, they just have to take it away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So what the part about putting condoms in your socks, what's wrong with that? I mean, I do it all the time.
Well,
I put them on my toes.
No, I was
going to say,
where I find the condoms.
Yeah,
they're usually raves.
Okay, but why would you go into somebody's socks to look at condoms, and there's to go in?
How would you even know?
When I do the pat downs, I look for the drugs, obviously.
Do you get them to take their shoes off though?
No.
I need to know this next time I go to the rock pile, because
So you just see something sticking out of their sock, like a lump in their sock or something.
But besides people having sex in the club, what's wrong with bringing a condom in? Maybe they're gonna have sex after the club.
Well,
if you're at a rave and you have a condom in your pocket or in your sock or in your wallet or wherever,
you could be
your
hooping
intention
drugs
is
as well,
to use
right?
it that night.
Yeah. I haven't been to a rave since the first rave I went to. I didn't even know where I was going until I went down into a Subway with my buddy, and he's like, "Here, man, we're going here," and I went, "All right." So raves have changed a lot. I know. I played at the El Macombo one night, and right beside it, they were having a rave, and I was like, it was a goth rave type, and just crazy. Wicked look. I was like, I don't know if you're punk or if you're goth or whatever. They're like, we're just rave.
We're just rave.
Oh, hey, George. George, when's the last time you were at a rave?
I've never been to a proper rave because I was working, right? I don't just working.
Yeah.
So, I have no social life.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, that was it. I was getting paid, but I had no social life.
Well, we got to talk to Tony about that. We'll get you set up. He's gonna give us some good nights. We'll have to come out and we'll get you set up.
You guys are always welcome.
Oh, cheers! Yeah.
So do we get the hookup, Tony? Is that what's going to happen if we go in? How would you identify us? Because I mean, I'm wearing glasses and stuff, and we're incognito. I don't go out wearing.
Don't worry, Ringo. You'll identify yourself. You'll be like, "Hi, I'm Ringo."
Remember me?
Yeah, it's just me and my ladies, but and select gentlemen, of course. But so we'll get the hookup, right? So we don't have to wait in the line. Is that
a little VIP access? Come on now.
Yeah.
All right, man. I like it. Actually, you know what? The last time I think we went there, Heiko and I, we went to see Derek's band actually, and I think we got. There was Steve was there, and Tamara.
Daddy Red was there.
Treatment, and Daddy Red was there too. Yeah, he's always entertaining.
Yeah. And
yeah,
he just
I'm
loves to
really
do that
hooked
stuff.
on this freak show thing on Amazon Prime right now, and it's a series about, you know, everything from sword swallowers to fire eating and everything else, and it's pretty amazing. But every time I see these sword swallowers, I think, you know, Daddy Red's got these guys, no problem.
Well, Daddy
So-
just
so
put
Tony,
in for a world record, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hey Tony,
he'll
do
be
you
in the
guys
Guinness.
ever have matinees?
Funny you ask, actually, because personally, when I do a lot of my charity shows,
Yeah.
they're starting midday, or 4 o'clock kind of area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
See that's what I'm into, because you know, you go to a show, the band doesn't come on. Like when Derek was there, he didn't come on till like 10:15. So you watch the band play, and now we got like over a 2-hour drive home. It's like, holy shit, right? So
what way did you
matinees
take
are good
home?
for us old farts, so we can go home and go to bed in time.
I've grown accustomed to the whole late night thing.
Yeah.
I know, eh?
The matinees are great though. Like even as a musician, I love playing an early show. It's just different. You get if you have a band that's PG, you get kids that come out and stuff, right? And it's great. So you're
energy. Yeah.
you can still have supper and go out
family-oriented
yourself.
Yeah.
So Tony,
okay.
I know like the things that you throw people out for, because I've seen it happen, right, or whatever. But is any like, you know, you get somebody with feeble excuses, you're not going to let them in, like, and you know, maybe they're drunk or whatever, and you're not going to let them in. Is there any stories from there, like some of any sillies there?
There's been a lot of people I've had to turn away.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the raves.
Yeah. And what does that? I know the DJ. I know the DJ is something like that.
Parking lot, or trying to have the water bottle full of vodka, thinking we're stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's water.
It's just water. Chug it.
Liquid G.
Chug it. There you go. Show me it's water.
Yeah. Chug
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me. I was on an island somewhere, and do not try this at home, kids. I don't recommend any of this.
Can I
but
try
I
it?
was challenged by these college university people from Western Canada to you know, the funnel and the hose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
beer
yeah.
bong.
I've
the
done
beer
that.
bong.
Yeah.
Yes,
So what's that called?
absolutely.
Like a kind
Beer
of a
bong.
shotgun thing? A beer bong, yeah. So, okay, so we do this beer thing. Okay, not a big deal. And then, so I won that. And there's this kid, I don't know, you know, he's just kind of going on trying to impress the girls, and comes back again. And I said, look, I'm not doing it again. I already beat you first time, right? So then back then I was in a bike club, and my handle was Tequila Buzz, and I had to earn that, right? But
Oh wow.
anyway, I said, you want to impress people? Oh my God, this is so bad. Fill it with tequila. So, and of course on some of those islands, they just water it down anyway. So I was pretty much primed, and, you know, again, I don't recommend this to kill you, to give you alcohol poisoning, but I did this bong thing, and I was fine. This kid does the bong, and all of a sudden he gets erect, like his whole body, like boing, passes straight out, wham, right on this rock floor.
Yeah.
Never saw them again. They were flying out the next day. Hope the guy survived that, but yeah. So,
Well,
people do stupid shit.
Our beer bong story, we used to have field parties up here, and there was one guy, and he was like, I'm doing 6 beers. So he put 6 beers in the beer bong, and he was the loudmouth. You know, a lot of people didn't like him.
Yeah.
So another guy grabbed a 26er Jack as it was going down and poured it in it. 3 hours later, we saw the guy by a fence post. We ended up like having to call the ambulance. Like he was fucking shaking and stuff.
Oh yeah. Like, and you know what, kids, I'm not going to stereotype kids these days, but they're like, it's the life experience, right? So you're watching video games, they're doing whatever they do in their room, they never leave. But it's, you know, then they get into, you know, booze and alcohol and everything else and drugs. But, you know,
we did it from fucking grade 2.
Yeah, I mean, just so it concerns me, but what do? You got to start somewhere, right? I have no idea.
So how often like do you do the raves at Rock Pile, or is they undisclosed locations? Like that's how they used to be back in when I
a lot of them are undisclosed locations, but Rock Pile has hosted quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I've personally worked at least a dozen.
Nice.
Raves.
But I'm definitely more into the rock and metal.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite? Well, hey George, why don't you ask him your question that you like to ask all the guests?
Oh yeah. What was the first?
I almost stole it from you.
That's okay. That's all right. So, like mentioning what you prefer, rock, metal to raves and rap and all that.
Yeah.
So, what was the first record you ever bought yourself? You went out and got.
My first album I've ever purchased.
Yeah.
AC/DC Back in Black, actually.
Oh, okay. Right.
And then
you still have it?
Oh yeah, I have all my albums still.
It's an iconic album, right? Because that was the first album with whoever the singer is now, and not Bon Scott, right?
Yeah.
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson, right? And
Newcastle in England.
Slipknot stories.
Back in Black was your thing? That was your jam?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like my first ever concert I ever seen was them. And
where did you see them?
How many times have you seen them?
Just the once.
Oh, just once. Okay.
If we're talking bands I've seen multiple times,
yeah,
it's Slipknot, hands down.
Yeah.
I've seen Slipknot a couple times. I saw them way back in the day. I think it was Arrow Hall or something.
Oh, Flats Arrow Hall?
Yeah. And somewhere, maybe the Warehouse or something. I saw them at two smaller venues, right? And then I can't remember. The third one was, I want to say Budweiser, but I don't think so because I haven't seen Budweiser. I can't remember. It was bigger. It might have been a festival.
I actually have a funny story about Budweiser stage and Slipknot.
All right, let's hear your funny story.
So we have the hookup with Sid Wilson, the DJ for Slipknot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very close-knit friends. Steve and him are like two peas in a pod. It's crazy. But we had a little bit of a problem getting into Budweiser stage under Sid Wilson's guest list.
Oh, really?
Tell me how Sid Wilson himself, on a longboard, just swooping in, coming down the hill on a longboard, comes to the front office and basically walked us into the venue.
Wow.
We were ushered in by Sid Wilson.
Cool.
Nice.
Could have been
And
Sid Vicious,
the after party with that show, we had the DJ set afterwards. Steve hooked it all up.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I love Slipknot. I go to like Knotfest all the time and just love those guys. So Steve, if there's anything you get invited to out there at, for Slipknot and you can squeeze in an extra body. I mean, I'm not,
I'm just saying.
Steve Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Okay. I'll donate. Yeah. Okay.
That's how I got in.
Okay. Well, Ringo's
That
been
sounds
known
fair.
for a donation here and there.
Right?
In fact,
That's good.
earlier, Junior was talking about Darby Mills. I guess they're getting her on the show. I was on a thing last New Year's, and I paid for a donation. I think it was no, it wasn't Make-A-Wish. It was another hospital foundation for kids, but to get Darby to feature a tune on that. But yeah, I mean, I love foundations and supporting them. So, but whatever it takes, Steve, whatever it takes to get out to see,
He said he's going to 3 shows.
Yeah.
Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto in May.
Yeah. And then of course, Tony, if you can, help Steve out with that would be good. Hook me up.
That's funny because you guys have mentioned Montreal quite a few times now. And Tony mentioned
Richard's
the Leafs at the beginning of the show. I just had one of the great experiences. We went to watch the Toronto Maple Leafs play in Montreal.
Oh yeah,
right. So we made a weekend out of it, and
hockey rival.
it's oh my god, it's the drive there even started off great. I got to drive the Dodge Caravan with the Stone Go seats, so we had bags in the stove for the seats in the floors with ice and all the beer. So everybody's just smashing back beers all the way to Montreal, except me. I'm driving, right? Kind of sucked. But when I got there, it was catch up time. It was pitchers, right? Double fisted pitchers. But I still just remember we could see the arena from where the hotel was. And we had a bar attached to our hotel. And right across the street was a whole line of bars. And they were all connected. You could go on the balconies or through the basements. They're all connected together, playing different music and that. And I just found that town, but the bars were open till 4 a.m. as well, was such a great party place. And I wore my Leafs jersey into the bars, and we won that night. And they were pissed, and people walked up to me all puffy. They said, "Yeah, we hate you, Leafs fans," and then they'd hug you and say, "But we love you," and they'd give you a cheers.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool, really cool.
Montreal has an amazing music scene.
Montreal is like the 90s in Toronto.
Really?
Right? Yeah. Montreal, like right now, is like the 90s in Toronto. It is awesome music. They have
I found it really cool. All the bars had different stuff going on. Like there's music everywhere, right? It was really cool.
Toronto's just condos everywhere and stupid prices.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it's unfortunate. Toronto used to have a wicked music scene, and
down on Queen Street
up,
in
right?
Richmond. Yeah.
Now,
well, that's why the rock pile is where rock will never die. We're keeping it alive.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
and you guys
great.
are a good sized venue too, right? Because you can cater to both sizes. Like, you can totally pack the house for a well-known act, and then still, if they don't pack the house with a less-known act, it's still not totally open. You know what I mean? You can run
well, the layout of the building is you have that stand-up wall that kind of divides it up. So if you have a smaller group in there, it's more intimate, because if everybody's in that space, it still feels full. You know what I mean?
It's a very up close and personal venue.
Yeah, I like it. But how long's that been there? You could tell that's been there a long freaking time.
The building itself is God knows how long.
Do you know how long it's been the rock pile?
How long has it been the rock pile?
Yeah.
Without COVID, 10 years, I believe.
Wow.
Nice.
Like it's going strong.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good. It is in an out of the way spot too, right? Like there's no neighbors to really that can.
No, there's nothing there.
It's the location is mint.
Yeah.
So
right off the highway.
What's your best memory at the rock pile? Junior wants to know.
My best memory at the rock pile.
And he's going to want to say when you met him, probably.
Who's Junior?
Yeah,
who's Junior?
I'm kidding. Junior is actually a really cool.
Yeah.
My best memory's got to be my first show.
Yeah.
I went to a show thinking I was just going to see a rap group from the early 90s, early 2000s. And it ended up being, I worked the show and then got to meet all three guys.
Yeah.
Got my pictures taken and everything, got merch.
What band was that?
Swollen Members.
There you go.
Wow. That's cool.
So I got to meet Prevail and Mad Child, Rob the Viking. I ended up getting T-shirts and CDs and stuff like that. Got my pictures taken with the guys.
Mm-hmm.
You
see that?
Things of Chaos show at Rama. Oh yeah, Steve picked up a really cool one.
Yeah, those guys are awesome. Actually, Duff and Gilby. Like Axel's a tool, but you know.
Well,
my favorite version of Guns N' Roses is with You know, the guy nobody knows. I don't think it was Gilby Clarke, but it was with Scott Weiland, right? Velvet Revolver. That's the best version of Guns N' Roses I think there's ever been.
Yeah.
Well,
Scott played in Guns N' Roses?
Huh?
Scott played in
Velvet Revolver, it was Slash, Duff, Matt Sorum, and another guitarist who I don't know.
Yeah, but that was Velvet. It was a different kind of.
But that's Guns N' Roses, dude. That's three of the
not
four.
really. No, I mean
Yeah,
the sound was entirely different.
It's more Guns N' Roses than just Axl.
That's more of a spin-off, you'd call that, right? A spin-off rather than
I would know the musician part of the band is more Guns N' Roses than just Axl singing and owning the name.
Yeah. So tell us, Tony, what was it like hanging out with those guys?
I was in awe.
Really?
The show itself
What were you in awe?
The show itself blew me away. I got to hear so many great tunes, and I got to see them live. And then going backstage and seeing how they react to fans and just their friends and family that are around.
Yep.
These guys are immortal and yet so humble.
Yep.
And then there's Sebastian Bach.
Oh my God, Sebastian. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him to see if we can get him on the show because I mean, he's
ask him to sing 18 in Life.
Well, my cousin my cousin Dave used to play Dave Applin. He played with Sebastian in Kid Wicked. So one night I was chatting with Dave and he goes, "So hey, you want to chat with Sebastian?" So pulls him into the chat and so he's interesting guy. Yeah,
you can say that.
He's full of himself, but yeah.
Well, with us actually, Sebastian made it on TMZ.
Did he? What did he do?
He did. We were at the Phoenix.
Yeah.
His mother was in the audience.
Okay.
Someone had to bump into his mother.
Oh.
The whole show stopped.
Uh-oh. Awkward.
You can Google it. It's on YouTube.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
What happened? So the whole show
will
stopped.
Google it right now. Okay, you guys keep talking. Tell us.
Yep. Yep, you find it.
Yeah, so Tony, while Ringo's doing that, if there's any concert you could do security on that you haven't done it on, but you could pick, a fave one you'd like to do, who would it be? Do you have anybody? Oh, I'd love to do security for them, meet them afterwards and all that.
Any band? Like
any band, any
band.
time. Yeah.
Oh wow. Simply for the fact that I want to meet them.
Yeah.
I would love to do the Virgin Marys.
Oh, okay.
Good old UK guys.
Right.
Their music, I love it. They have I think 3 albums, and front to back, they're brilliant.
Right.
What kind of music do they do? I don't know the band.
The Virgin Marys it's like it's not really punk rock, but it's that area.
Yeah, I know the name. Yeah.
A friend of mine actually showed me them. The song called "Just a Ride," and I fell in love with it like immediately.
Really? I'm gonna write that down.
Is your mom a bit of a groupie here? Wait a second.
She said she had some stories, but
and then backstage.
What's that?
Is your mom a bit of a groupie? She's talking about Def Leppard and then backstage.
I weaseled her into the backstage at a Def Leppard concert.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a birthday present, and I took her to the Molson Amphitheater. It was Def Leppard and Kiss.
Okay,
I went to that one. Yeah.
That was
wow.
It was a killer show.
Yeah. Def Leppard opened for Kiss. I mean, what more could you want on a nice
I know,
out, out on the grass or whatever, Great. Yeah, I was there for that. Yeah. So how were Def Leppard? I mean, how did you find them? Good Yorkshire lads, as we say. Did you meet the band?
Sadly, they wouldn't let us near them.
Oh, divas.
We spotted a couple of the members.
Yeah.
tried to get over there, and security was just like, no.
Yeah. I can believe that. So do you think of it as Budweiser stage, or do you still think of it as amphitheater?
It'll always be Molson Amp.
Yeah, me too. It's like Sky Dome, right? It's
exactly.
Just, it's
the Sky Dome. It's the Air Canada Center. It's Molson Amp.
Yeah.
Like,
it just doesn't sound right when you go Budweiser stage.
Rock pile.
Yeah.
It'll always be the rock pile.
Yeah.
Or for people who go way back, it's the Big Bop.
Is it really?
Oh,
is that what the rock pile is?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I remember the Big Bop. It was one of the biggest clubs around at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's a furniture store.
Wow.
Oh, really? Oh, jeez.
That's progress for you. Progress.
Is that what we're calling it?
I think so. I don't know. That's a polite term for it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So the rock pile started at the Big Bop. Is that what you're saying?
The Big Bop was Dom's original venue.
Okay. Right. I get it now. Dom is
After
the
the sad news of it closing, the rock pile was born.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I get it now. Here's the whole history. Shit, now we're going to have Dom on.
There you go.
If you have Dom on this show, it'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
I guess he's a talker, is he?
He's not one to shy away.
Oh, yeah?
No, Dom's a good guy. I've talked to him a few times. He's pretty straight up. He's the first one there, last one to leave. Yeah.
Oh, so the sound equipment from the Big Bop.
I didn't catch what Steve just said.
Oh.
It said it's the sound equipment from the Big Bop. Is that the rock pile? Yeah.
And staff.
Oh, that's cool.
And staff, yeah. The entire staff, minus myself.
Mm-hmm.
I never actually worked at Big Bop. I was just a frequent visitor.
Yep.
So I think at the Big Bop, I'm trying to remember, there used to be a guy all pierced up.
Scooter.
Yes. So I met him at in like one of my first bands, Nags Head North on Woodbine, Markham. So I met him. He was playing in a band called Cracker Jack System or something at the time. That was a million years ago.
Scooter,
wow,
part of Rock Pile for a while.
Yeah,
I wonder who
did the East and the West.
Yeah, right on.
So who christened it Rock Pile? Will that be Steve or who did call it that?
I actually don't know.
It'd be interesting to know that, right? Who actually comes up with a name like that?
Well, we'll have to ask Dom that.
Yeah.
Or
Dom
Steve. Hey, Steve, you know?
It was all Dom.
Became a bus driver and drove into a wall. He was probably licking the window.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
It's a true story, though.
Yeah. Dom nailed it.
There you go.
Really?
There's
he became a bus
answer.
driver and drove
Dominic
into a wall?
named it.
Yeah.
Dominic, okay. Right.
Nice.
You live and learn on this show, right? On this broadcast.
Yeah.
The Toronto club history there.
Well, the thing is, there's so much history about Rock Pile that people just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so many famous people have come and gone.
Right.
Well, you guys do have some of the pictures up on the walls, right? Of some of the famous bands and people that have been there, right?
We have, right now we're kind of redoing it, but
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, Zeppelin played the original Rock Pile.
Wow,
that's cool.
Wow.
Was that when they used to steal
songs? Obviously, you're talking about a different Rock Pile.
Young and Davenport.
Young and
Davenport.
Davenport?
Yeah, Young and Davenport, yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Steve just mentioned it there,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I honestly ceased being a Zeppelin fan when I found out that, they borrowed songs off of people and
you mean stole?
Yeah, exactly. That's I didn't
like
want to
Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you want to know something?
Because
it's just you got the Greta Van Fleets and the
but they're not
Brothers that are doing the exact same thing.
I know, right? They're knockoffs, but I mean they have a sound, but they're not. They're kind of you know, they're influenced, right? It's different. Yeah, I mean, way back in the 70s and 80s, I mean, it was if you stole a song and you could prove it, I mean, you jail time, right? I mean, but now everybody pretty much
what's her
copies
face
it.
there? Avril Lavigne, she got nailed with it because Chantal Kreviosic, whatever, she ratted her out. And she totally like, hey, I can be your girlfriend or whatever, right? There's this, hey, I can be, or I want to be your boyfriend.
Oh,
that's the exact same song. It went from girlfriend to boyfriend.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of happened. That's what happened.
She had to marry a Nickelback guy to get out of that.
Yeah. So that track with Sebastian, I was just looking at it, but the sound quality is brutal. But he's singing Silent Night at a show in Toronto. And I guess somebody was maybe pushing or shoving his mom, and he stops the show and he's like, "That's my fucking mom." But honestly, you know what? Yeah, it's kind of awkward, but I mean, I've done that at a show. I mean, I've been at a show and somebody, you know, hitting on my girl and stuff like that, and it's like I jumped over a monitor, which is a little extreme, but hey, back in the day, it was just had to be done. But yeah, I would say if he was doing something like Slave to the Grind or Monkey Business, but you know, Silent Night, really?
Well, it wasn't just Silent Night.
Yeah.
It was like an interlude. Like he started with one song and then jumped into Silent Night and then back and forth to different songs. And what ended up happening was during Silent Night, someone nudged his mother.
Oh.
And he was like, "I will jump off this stage and effing beat you, this and that."
Yeah.
He's like, "You can Google it. I've done it before."
You know, while I was looking for this, there's a lot of rage videos of him freaking out. Or
isn't he from Peterborough or something? Or Beaver? I think he's from Peterborough.
He's a GTA boy.
But you know what? Like when I was younger, I was influenced by a lot of different singers, and what I'm a bit of a closet fan when it comes to Sebastian. I mean, his vocal range was incredible, but he had this swagger that I like. Monkey Business, right? That song did it for me. But yeah, he's quite. I loved him on Trailer Park Boys. I thought it was
funny.
That's
the oil.
Yeah. Awesome. But anyhow, yeah. So what would be your let's say have you had being a doorman, have you had any very, very serious fights? Like what would be or accidents? Like what would be the top that topped everything? Like that involved blood, ambulances and cops.
Oh, Jesus.
Again, go back to a rave.
Okay.
That
ecstasy.
I was working the front, and security was around doing the patrolling. And one of the guys actually came up to me and asked if he could go outside. And I was like, "I'm sorry, but there's a patio, but there's no ins and outs."
Right.
And he was a little belligerent, and he got in my face, and he kind of spat in my face a little.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
So I ended up grabbing him by his collar and dragging him towards the front door with intentions of kicking him out.
Yep.
He took a swing. I ducked under and decided, you know what? I'm fed up. I'm just going to take him out.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I did.
Nice.
Gave him a nice little uppercut, dragged him out the front door, put him on the stairs nicely. Kind of. And we ended up leaving him out there, and he decided to call his buddies, and they were pounding on the door and pounding on the windows.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So they ended up breaking one of the doors, which happens to be the emergency exit door.
Oh.
So Dom ran away. I was like, okay, no, that's enough. We got to call the cops, get him out of here. They were all big and tough until they heard the sirens, and then they ran.
They ran, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Probably had form, as we say, yeah.
Huh.
Everyone's big and tough at a venue until they hear the sirens.
So here's
and why do they have to put the sirens on? Just show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, it's not an emergency. You know where they are. You know what's going on.
Yeah, just
Sirens,
show up.
To scare them away.
Yeah, exactly. They're usually
Exactly.
pretty discreet, or they'll come in and walk through the club, right? Well, yeah.
But
so I was at
go
a
ahead,
club.
go ahead, Ringo.
Yeah, I was at a club in Northern Ontario one time, and anyway, the doorman, there was a band playing, and there was a guy sitting in a chair close to the dance floor. And he was an older guy, and anyway, he kept falling out of his chair. He's like stone drunk, right? So the guitar player in the band grabbed this mic cable, and he wrapped it around the guy to hold him, prop him up on the chair. Right? The guy was dead. So he sat there through the whole show, and they're cleaning up the bar. And so they're like, okay, gotta leave.
Oh my God.
Right?
I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. But
Wow.
Hey, Bernie, where are you, Bernie?
Yeah, exactly. It was like that, Bernie, right? Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So, but the guitar player felt like really horrible, but there was no foul play.
I'm sorry, that's hilarious. They actually used a mic cable to tie him to the chair.
Yeah, well, he kept falling off the chair, so the guitar player thought, "Hey, I'm doing the guy a favor," because they kept picking him up.
You don't want to get kicked out.
And it was kind of a semi-slow night, and he's sitting up on the chair, so he wraps a cable around him to just kind of keep him from falling, and the guy's hunched over, and it was like that pretty much all night. And it was funny too, yet pretty sad. Like people are dancing around him, making a big deal and stuff like that. But he was dead. He was dead, and they're cleaning up afterwards, and of course, we were at this.
Lift your feet, bud.
What's that?
Lift your feet, bud. Come on, I got to sleep here.
Yeah, exactly. You got to leave. We have 45 minutes to clear the table.
That's a great rock and roll story. That I hate to say it.
I could give you a lot, and I'm sure Tony can talk a lot about different.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, maybe we'll do a show some night about it.
Yeah.
Rock and roll story.
Yeah, we're gonna have to now because I want to hear that.
Well, maybe we should do like a night, do a night somewhere, and we can talk about stuff you wouldn't do sort of publicly like this.
Yeah.
By invitation only.
That happened to me.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, Tony. When I heard the doorman, right?
Yeah.
Guy at the door. I had a doorman once. He gave me one of the best nights I ever had in musics. I was living out in Ottawa at the time, and I was a photographer, so I always had my camera bag with me over my shoulder, and I was out and about, and I come across in the evening, there's a stadium, cars everywhere, taxis, limos, all this shit going on, right? So I didn't know what it was. So I went up and I did one of these and went up to the door, the big glass doors, and I'm looking in to see what's going on. And this guy comes and he's in a bit of a hurry. And he opens the door and he goes, "You the cameraman?" So I just kind of went, "Yeah." He goes, "Come on, man, hurry up." And he slapped this orange sticker on my shirt and he goes, "Go through those doors and go right up to the front. My buddy's up front. Go, come on, the show's gonna start." And I'm like, I didn't even know what the hell was going on, right? So I do what he said. I'm in a stadium full of fucking people. I'm walking up. The guy's waving me up like this because I guess because of the orange sticker. And I go up front and he goes, "Yeah, set up here. This is a good spot." Blah, 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 blah. Right? I go, "Okay." So I get my camera and I'm standing there. You know who comes up out on the stage? Judas Priest.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh my God. One of my favorite bands at the time, and I just winged it. The doorman made my day. He just said, "Come on
Talk
up."
about happy accident.
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah.
So have you ever done something like that? Like let somebody in who you weren't supposed to, like in the back door or whatever? Like I know my friend once, I think it was Daglo was playing, and they walked in, they came in early and they thought they were the band. So they're like, oh, you ruined your beer's over here. And they pointed them to the green room. So my buddies started drinking the beer, and then Daglo showed up, right? They're like, what are you guys doing here?
There's definitely been a couple people over the years where I've mistaken them for somebody else. I shouldn't be saying this with Steve watching, but like I know there's a couple.
Steve left. Steve said he had to go to bed.
Oh, perfect. There's been a couple people like with photography equipment where I was just like, yeah, you know what, whatever. You don't have credentials, but you're gonna shoot. Just give me the pictures and.
Yep.
So, otherwise, not really. Like I've mistaken band members for people before. People have mistaken me for band members. Actually,
I've had that before too.
Sarah mistaked me for Michael Graves' guitar player.
Oh, Maui Wowie.
That's cool.
Howie Wowie. Yeah.
She went up and gave him a hug and said hello, and she's like, "Wait, you're not Tony."
Yeah.
That's funny. So when we show up the door, you're gonna know who we are, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
I go to the other door.
Oh, the side door.
No, there's two doors. One says bands only.
And people still mistaking it for the.
I know.
Why? Because they can't read, right?
You could put a neon sign on the door. People still won't notice.
I used to work on the highway. I had a 4-foot by 6-foot flashing arrow, and people would run into the back of me.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like literally.
You can't ever underestimate people.
No.
Some people are just shiny. As I say, some stupid people should be shot. Or some days stupid people should be shot, but other days I'd be dodging bullets. So I gotta watch it.
Yeah, but what I hear is a common thing now. It wasn't back in my concert days, but people all do the pre-drinking now before they go to a show. So they're half in the fucking bag when they show up because they don't want to spend the money in the bar, right? So there you go. Now you got these super drunk people
you
coming
gotta think too,
into your place.
12 o'clock was 12 o'clock night was over. 11 o'clock was last call, right?
Yeah.
Until 2000s, mid 2000s or whatever. Yeah.
Now people don't go out till 11 o'clock, right?
Well, exactly. So they killed the after party unless you're staying up all night. Because
that's the thing, though. The people who are pre-drinking are the ones that are ruining the scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because without locals, there is no show.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And people need to understand that. You got to show up for the locals, come out, have a drink, watch a new band. Because every band that you love used to be a local band.
Yep.
That's right. And it's a perfect example. I remember Rush played in my high school, and we did not know who they were.
Yeah.
Oh, band name Rush. Huh. They were handing out free 45s. Right? Here you go. Yeah.
Well,
there you go.
Another perfect example is Steve. Steve went to go see a band, and Slipknot was opening. He had no idea who they were. And now Slipknot is probably his top band.
I think that would have been the Warehouse show, probably. Because I'm trying to remember who that was. I want to say that was some. Oh man, I can't remember. I know that show though. I think we talked about it before. I was there.
I believe you and Steve have talked about that actually.
Yeah. I think we talked about it when he was on. Yeah, but it was it was one of those things that you like. I heard of Slipknot. I never saw them, and then when you saw them, it was like, holy crap! All my buddies used to be into getting all the demos and stuff, right? So
yeah,
right.
The demo versions of singles and stuff that were coming, and it was like, hey man, check out this new band.
That's why I miss things like Warped Tour. Warped Tour is how I found out about God knows how many bands, from Bad Religion to Killswitch Engage to Chiodos to Coheed and Cambria. I didn't know who they were until Warped Tour.
So what is that Warped Tour?
Because they
I haven't heard of
opened
that.
up for other bands.
Vans Warped Tour is started out as a punk show, traveling punk show.
Yeah.
Okay. And
if you were on it, it's by Fat Records, Fat Mike from No Effects.
Yeah.
It was just a traveling punk show, and it's where a lot of little punk bands could get to play with big punk bands and get treated not good, but you got to play with the big guys.
Yeah, you get to play, right?
Yeah,
That's
but the
awesome.
cool thing about Warped Tour, I've been I think I've been to a couple of them, and Mayhem wasn't bad either. But Warped Tour, the cool thing about Warped Tour is they level set all of the bands. So basically, it wasn't about headlining lineups every day.
Yeah.
It was about pick your position from the hat. Now, some of the headliners, the bigger bands, they're going to headline because they're selling tickets, right? But the support bands,
their band.
Yeah, like our band was a really good direct support band because we could sell tickets, right? But everybody wants to be direct support for the headliner. And in Warped Tour, it was like, okay, you wake up in the morning and your band picks out of a hat and that's it. But you're right, Tony. I mean, I hung out with Texas Hippie Coalition. I was exposed to tons of bands. I think Avenged Sevenfold, I saw them for one of the first times. But yeah, and it's really super cool because it's a festival, right?
Yeah.
So you're at like a place like Budweiser, and you can roam through and you can meet all of the bands, and it's just an awesome time. So I always wanted to, and we were actually on a short list for Heavy Montreal, which is very similar to Warped Tour, but on a grander scale. And it's the side stages that are cool, because you're getting indie bands on there, and they're killing it, right? They want to get heard. So, there's tons of bands out there like Hell on High, Tooth Grinder, all of these killer bands that were just tearing it up. Love it. Can't wait to see another Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Well, Heiko, it's after 11 o'clock, and I'm a tired guy.
Is it past your bedtime?
It is. It's getting there.
Getting old, eh, Derek?
Yeah. Oh, and then Ringo takes off, the guy who controls everything there, right?
Poof. Hey, I want you to mention again about the indie bands that were on the topic. We want indie bands to send in tracks.
Yeah.
What's that?
Hey, Ringo, do you have that thing to play about the indie bands?
No, I haven't. George was going to send it, and it hasn't reached me yet. So we'll get it up. And apparently it's on our Facebook page, but we'll have to check it out. But bottom line is, if you know indie bands out there that want to hook up with us, send us an email or tag us on Facebook. There's also another site called All for One Productions that we've got a bunch of bands in. Actually, Terry the Code, and I started that a long time ago. But if you guys are out there and you want to connect with us and send us some of your original stuff, I mean, there's so many people out there doing trying to promote indie bands, right? But I think to really promote them, we've been fortunate. Like we've got Tarantula Tapes. We've got a lot of connections with really, great people, especially Tony, you and Steve over at Rock Pile, and a lot of bands cut their teeth over there. And we can do our best to try and promote people that are out there. We were a big promoter of Johnny No Cash, and he's
love Johnny.
Yeah. And he's going to be on our show again shortly. But I follow him on his journey, and the guy's amazing, right? And he's also like doing a lot for mental health. He's like, hey man, call me up if you got. But he's got a lot of balls. He just did it, man. He quit. I know what he did for a living, and he just kind of like, done. I'm doing this van life thing, like a lot of people do. On you see it on YouTube, and man, I would love to do that.
Hats off to the guy for having the balls to do that.
Yeah,
right. To sell everything you own, buy a van, and say, "This is my place now. I'm traveling. I'm going to change my mindset." I'm going to write music. Like, holy crap. It's incredible.
Yeah. Well, I was just, when I chatted with him to get him back on the show, I sent him, I was building this bug out trailer, right? So, and it's pretty self-sufficient. But recently I bought an ex-military vehicle, and it's a command center. So it's tripped right out. But yeah, that off-grid lifestyle, it's a beautiful thing. Like, I mean, if you can survive on the least amount of money and be self-sufficient, imagine that. The only thing you got to worry about every day is making sure you got enough water and chopping enough wood for your heat. And then I guess maybe going out and harvesting some food. But, you know, once you got all that down, man, you don't have to worry about anything. I got buddies like Phil. Phil's pretty much unplugging himself off of the socials and everything else, you know.
What's up, Derek?
Ringo, I'm still tired.
Oh, yeah. You gotta go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You said you wanted to go, and then we're still talking.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it is 11:09. But because
oh my God, do you know where your children are?
Yeah, remember when that used to come on at 11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Hey,
anyways, Tony, it was freaking awesome having you on the show.
It's a pleasure.
Indie bands out there, contact the Heikadelic Show or contact the Rock Pile. There are places out there. There are people that want to help you get your name out there. Stay tuned. Maybe we'll have you on again one day, Tony. It'd be great.
I would gladly be back on it, like anytime.
Yeah,
Tony,
right on.
Remember one thing from tonight.
What's that?
Ringo. Okay. Remember Ringo. So if I come to the club and it's like,
who the hell's Ringo?
Hey, Tony.
He's one of the Beatles.
I can just tell one of your guys, you know, just go to Tony and tell him it's Ringo, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, got it. Good.
Maybe we'll
good.
do another tour out there. We'll all come out again to watch the bands.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Well, hey,
So
I'll
fans,
out there again May 7th.
Yep, May 7th. So anybody, look up the Rock Pile. Great place to go and see music. Go to their website, see what they got going on, buy some tickets. Fantastic venue. You won't be sorry.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So thanks again, Tony, for being on. I also want to thank the fans that today were a part of our show, which is Charlotte, Tams. You know who Tams is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bro.
Kathy, James, Krista, Annette, Antonio, Bobby, Tammy, Junior, Arif, Steve, and Gord. Thanks once again, everybody. And tune in again next Monday night at 9:30 right here on the Heikadelic Show. Have a great week, everybody. Cheers.
See you, Tony.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show, fans.